It's time, everybody. May I direct your mind and ears
to the center of the ring.
Al centro of the octagon, if you will.
Or maybe within the confines.
Hey, it's time, everybody. May I direct your mind and ears
to the center of the ring.
Al centro of the octagon, if you will.
Or maybe within the confines of the cage.
Remember, peeps, every fighter has a voice, and so do you on AM 1680. The Voice. The Voice. The Voice. The Voice.
With your fight-talking host,
Richard Ortiz.
Don't hit me, Rich. Don't hit me.
Just break me down with some of that fight talk. The Fighter's Voice. Right here, every Saturday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And again on Sundays from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And remember, every fighter has a voice. And so do you. So let's get ready to you know what. Right here on The Fighter's Voice.
And we're live here in Fresno, California, The Fighter's Voice live stream radio show. All day long, Fresno, California, the original voice, The Fighter's Voice. We got a knockout show for you today. Our guest today is going to put the gloves on September 14th and try to knock somebody out or be knocked out. It's just part of the game, but we're going to have a fun show. But before we get started, Escovedo knock out these bills right now, right off the top, my man.
Yeah, right off the top.
Right off the top.
As always, keeping the lights on, keeping the mics working so you can hear your lovely
Yes,
voice,
sir.
Rich. We've got Serrano's Family Furniture. They've been doing it for since '86 with 9 spots to serve you.
Nine spots?
9 spots.
Wow,
They've got Bakersfield, Delano, Dinuba, Fresno, Hanford, Madera, Tulare, Visalia, Porterville. They've been doing it since '86.
86.
So if you need furniture, hit them up, check them out. They know what they're doing at Serrano's Furniture. Also, guys, Main Event Gyms in Fresno. You need a place to work out. Great spot. Go in there. Put their bags to work. Make them buy new ones.
There you go. Put all of them to work. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an awesome show for you today, and it's streamed live on my Facebook page, Richard Ortiz, by the Fighter's Voice live stream team, with highlights on my Instagram page at the Fighter's Voice. Share it, like it, and leave a comment for the live stream, the Fighter's Voice. Tonight's show is engineered by Mr. Jose, or you can call him Papa, now that he's a father now, had a bouncing baby girl. And in controlling the cage, we have the one and only, the UFC veteran. He didn't almost make it. He did make it. The UFC veteran, the Apache Kid, Escovedo. He'll be knocking you out the entire show with a recap of last week's UFC events.
Oh, man.
Man, that's going to be crazy, Cole.
That was a card.
And you're going to have your own segment in Cole Escovedo fashion called Cole's Beatdown segment, breaking down all the news in the world of MMA, and it's part of the recap special we have for you. Now, with us tonight, we have Golden Boy, undefeated professional boxer, who'll be taking on the WBC super lightweight champion of the world, the Avenal Kid himself, Mr. Jose Ramirez. That takes place September 14th in Fresno, California, Save Mart Center. Ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce him, we also have Mr. Mike with us right here, who's a writer for Behind the Gloves / The Fighter's Voice radio show that every time he's in Fresno, people try to steal his notes, and we're going to talk about that too. It's called Don't Steal My Notes. Get your own notes. I can go on and on. But ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce our guests. And now, back to ringside. Ladies and gentlemen, for your main event of the evening, introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. Official weight, 140 pounds. His record, a perfect one. Representing Golden Boy Promotions, Relentless, Antonio Orozco. Mr. Relentless, how we doing, sir? Welcome to the Fighter's Voice radio show.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure having you on, especially taking time off your training, putting all your work in. I know you are on schedule from what I'm hearing. I'm going to jump right to it. I'm hearing right now off the bat that you're having a tremendous training camp. Weight is on point. Your mental outlook is on point, and your hands are on point. Tell us about how your training camp is taking place and how it's going in your eyes.
No, I mean, shit, like you said it yourself. I don't know who told you this, but hey, behind closed doors, right?
Absolutely, behind closed doors. Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, I mean, I couldn't have said it better, tremendous opportunity. So we obviously got to be on our A game with everything. So, I mean, the opportunity got presented at the perfect timing. I mean, I was getting ready for a fight, and, with this on my lap, I mean, shit, like, I wasn't going to say no.
Exactly. It's a great opportunity. And I got to ask you this, because you seem to answer the question I was about to go with. Has it sunk in yet? Has it sunk in that you're going to be fighting for the super lightweight championship of the world, the green belt, and you're taking on the cream of the crop in Jose Ramirez? Has it sunk in yet?
Oh, yeah. I think we're over the, the excitement of like, oh, world title fight. Nah, I mean, it's all business now. It is what it is. It's a fight. It's a world title fight. So we're getting ready for that.
I do want to ask you this without giving up too much information. Golden Boy, they knew it was just a matter of time before they get the call, when they invested in you, when they signed you, and when they said, you know what, we want you on the Golden Boy team. They knew it. You knew it. Your camp knew it. Now the whole world got to know it. What are you going to do to convince the world that you don't just deserve to be here, you're claiming this area?
I mean, dude, I'm going to Ramirez's backyard. What more of a statement can that be? It's like the good saying goes. Without you have to take a risk. The bigger the risk, the bigger the outcome. And this is an opportunity where, I mean, it's here. I'm not gonna let it pass me. Regardless of what this fight would have been, we are gonna make the best of it. And so, I mean, it's right now. It's just down to getting ready. That's it. We are, closing all the outside noise and just focusing on what we have to do.
I'm gonna switch it just for a second. Cole Escovedo, UFC veteran. Cole, you've had your experiences going into the champion's backyard and fighting for the title. What is going through the mindset as soon as you walk through the cage or walk into the battle? To my guy here, Antonio, what do you think he's going to be experiencing?
I would be willing to bet that one of Antonio's camp's main focuses, and Antonio, correct me if I'm wrong, amigo, one of the main focuses was you cannot let it go to a decision. You will not beat the champ in their own backyard if it goes to a decision. Like, these are things that I would be telling my guy. Like, our main game plan needs to be focused on how do we finish him? How do we extend our cardio? How do we keep the pressure on? How do we break him? You can't just box him and outbox him and move up the rank. He's the title holder. He's the guy that you got to beat. You have to beat him, especially in boxing. You have to be very decisive. Like, cut his face open, make hamburger meat of his face, and not have a scratch on you, and to win a decision. And even then, it's so. I would be going in with that mentality of how do we just kill? You have to kill him more than you would have to kill any other opponent when you're going into their backyard, because you're at the mercy of their local athletic judges. You're at the mercy of their crowd impression, their politics.
Antonio, what's your take on that, given the information you just heard?
I mean, the man knows what he's talking about. He's been there. He's gone through it. So, this is exactly what a portion of our training camp is. We, like he said himself, this is a fight that you cannot leave up to the judges. But, that doesn't mean we're going to get sloppy.
Exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. A coordinated controlled bursts, not auto-fire controlled bursts.
We have to go in there with a controlled set of mind, and we have a mission, and, that's what we're going to do. We're obviously going in there to, destroy the man, and our mentality can just not cannot overcompensate. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mike's a guest here on the show. He's a writer for Behind the Gloves with the lovely, beautiful Michelle Phelps / writer for the Fighter's Voice radio show. Mike, what's your take on this, given the information you just heard from the contender and also our UFC vet?
Well, we already know, as we've talked about as well, when Jose fights at home, that crowd is electric. And
yes.
I've been coming to his fights, I think, since he was like 5-6-0. So, as Cole said, you have to go in there and not let it go to a decision, but you got to be coordinated.
Persuasive is a better word, I would say, than electric. It's just persuasive.
Look at this last Friday. Tevin Farmer went into Australia, beat down Billy Dib every round. 2 of the judges still somehow gave a couple rounds to Dib, and I mean he barely landed punches. So Jose's not going to come in there either. And Antonio knows this. Jose's not going to back down. So as he said, he's got to be decisive about it, but he can't go crazy and get sloppy, get wild, burn himself out.
Especially against a guy like Jose.
Exactly.
Like that, you have to be strategic.
Because Jose's going to come ready. He's defending his belt for the first time. He's pissed off from what happened in the last time he was going to fight. So he's going to come ready. But, Antonio, my question to you, too, is you fought in many places all over the U.S. already. You've had all these tournaments as well when you were an amateur. What are you going to do with the crowd noise? Because I think a lot of people underestimate that when they come to fight Jose. That noise, I'm telling you, you will not hear yourself. I'm going to say you may not hear your corner when you're there.
No, I mean, it's all part of the game, I guess the closest thing I guess I could come to it was when I fought Soto. When I fought Humberto Soto, he's a decorated, ex-world champion, Mexican fighter. And, walking in and getting boos, it's kind of like, all right, we'll see how the situation is. But, this is, I'm there to fight, I'm there to get my job done. And, the crowd has a lot to do with it, but I mean, I guess this is where the mental side of boxing plays in.
It sounds like you got your feet on the ground. It sounds like you've been prepped mentally already, and the experience you have is going to set in. Every time that you put on the gloves since you were a child, that experience is going to set in that night. At the end of the day, it's going to be 2 combatants just swapping with each other. Now, Antonio, I want you to hold on because we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to come right back, and we got a whole entire segment dedicated just to you. So hold on. We're going to pay these bills. Richard Ortiz here with the Fighter's Voice, AM 1680. The answer, every fighter has a voice, and so do you here on the Fighter's Voice radio show live stream.
You are listening to The Fighter's Voice on AM 1680.
Right now, we got to take a break.
Pay some bills. So be ready for some head banging, lip smacking, heart attacking, fight talk. Because every fighter has a voice.
Oh, okay. No, that's not a bad question to ask. Okay, let's rock and roll. Yeah, that's cool. Let's rock and roll, baby.
Don't hit me, Rich. Don't hit me.
Just break me down with some of that fight talk. The Fighter's Voice. Right here. And remember, every fighter has a voice. And so do you. So let's get ready to you know what. Right here. On the Fighter's Voice.
And we're back here at AM 1680, the Fighter's Voice. Voiceography at its finest. Every fighter has a voice, and so does our guest, the Relentless one, Antonio Orozco. He's back here in studio. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just now joining us, with us in studio, on the line, we have the challenger, number ranked 3 in the world by the WBC, competing for the green belt, September 14th against Fresno Zone. I want to say Fresno Zone. The Avenal kid, Jose Ramirez. He's online with us. So go ahead and live stream your questions in all you want. Antonio, welcome back to the show. This segment is called, it's dedicated to you, and it's called The Golden Opportunity. Because once you sign with Golden Boy, and we talked about that opportunity. I want to ask you this. When you're sleeping at night, how do you see the fight taking place? And have you accepted the fact that your life is about to change after September 14th?
Yeah, I think with every fight, your life changes somehow. I mean, this is the world title fight. Yeah, the change is going to be bigger. But, staying positive, staying calm, collected. I mean, that's the only way to get through this. I think, there's I just have to get my work done, do what I have to. And, I mean, hey, hard work, easy fight, right?
Hey, if you put in all the work, you can't second guess yourself. Exactly.
so they say.
So they say. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. You've become a fan favorite. I followed you. I'm watching you grow. I mean, to get to compete, and I don't want to say the eve of, because, everybody's talking about Triple G and Canelo, but that has shifted. Look for ESPN to knock it out the ballpark that Friday with all the views and all the listeners, because as boxing fans, they get to get spoiled. They get to get the best of both worlds, a blockbuster fight on Friday and a mega blockbuster fight on Saturday. Now, what can the fans expect the minute you climb through the ropes in that first bell rings?
I mean, I think, if people have followed my career, they know that I've never been in a dull fight. It's
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
There's always drama to my fights. Something's gonna go down, and that's I think that's what it is. I think tonight, the big winners are gonna be the attendees. The people that are gonna be tuning in, because this is what I like to do. I like to put on a show, and with Ramirez also being the same type of fighter. I mean, styles make fights, and I think these are the two best styles people are going to get for a while.
I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to put you on the hot seat, so to speak. How would you describe Jose Ramirez's style? How do you see his style? How would you best describe it? Who would you compare it to?
He's an aggressive fighter. He looks determined when he's in there. What can I tell you? It's nailing it down to like one specific fighter. I don't know what I would offend, either Ramirez or the other guy.
Yeah, there you go.
I think each fighter in himself is, you can pick up a little bit from other fighters, but as far as to say, hey, he's like this particular fighter, I can't say that. I mean, shit, like I used to like watching Cotto, I think, I picked up a few things from him.
Yeah.
Now, do I think I fight like Cotto? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But, that's just the style that I like, and I would say Ramirez can fit right in there too, aggressive and, going to what it is.
In 30 seconds, Mike, tell us, if you had to put Ramirez in a category, who would you best compare him to, his styles? Let's help out Antonio here.
Aggressive-wise?
Yeah.
I can't say he's like Chavez, but, he watched him growing up as well as Antonio said he watches Cotto. So aggressively, maybe in that sense, because he does go to the body a lot. But then again, what Mexican fighter doesn't go to the body? But Ramirez invests in it from the moment he gets from the first round. You see it. So I guess not at that same level yet, but in that category of type of aggressive fighter. Maybe Mickey Ward as well.
Who would you put the comparison to, Cole? From you watching, as far as Jose Ramirez, his demeanor inside, outside the ring, anything that you could assist Antonio on.
It sounds weird. I haven't seen that many boxers, but aside from the in-ring, size, weight class difference, right. Tyson was always well-spoken outside of the ring. He always tried to be as articulate as possible outside. They did a lot of interviews in the ring where he said some stuff that just made you kind of go, yep, you broke your neck, Ty? So, but outside of the ring, articulate, explained what he wanted to do, and he was very simple. He was like, I just want to go out there and hurt people. He said he liked it in a sense that it's competitive. He was a true warrior. Just that guy was born in the wrong generation. So, but the mentality of it is he just goes out and treats every guy the same. So I would say as far as that goes.
You know what? I got to give the comparison to Julio Cesar Chavez and Oscar De La Hoya combined.
Man, I almost said Chavez, but I don't know enough about him to have spoken.
And I would say the aggressiveness, honestly, I'm not sure about that same power because Tommy Hearns had just crazy power. And I'm putting that all together right there. But at the same time, the Relentless one is exactly, he earned that name, the Relentless one, because he is relentless for a reason. He's undefeated. He's here not just to say I'm showing up. He's here to win the bout. I mean, he's going to training camp. He's waking up in the morning. You're running. You're putting your body through what it needs to go through to be victorious. And I got to ask you this. Where did you get that nickname from?
My style. Just that's the style of fight I like to put up, and just keep on pushing.
Like, he's the kind of guy that'll come out in round 6 when your arms are getting heavy, and he's just, like, bouncing around
He only knows one style. The dude
exactly.
just freaking bangs,
yeah,
bro.
dude, just there's like cardio gas tanks. Every sport has them. Like the little guys in MMA, guys like DJ and stuff, same thing. They'll just keep coming.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't go with the little engine that could, so we just went with Relentless. I think it's better suiting.
That'd be a fun fight name too.
There you go. Hey, and I know you enjoy your team. I know you enjoy doing what you're doing. And I know when you're lacing up your boots and putting that mouthpiece on, put the mouthpiece in, it's not just for you. Tell us about, what does this fight mean, not just for you, but for your team?
We've been working together for such a long time. Frank has, placed his confidence in me, my trainers. I mean, this is just a well-around suited team that, when the team works, it's just, I mean, we can go on and on about these, how can I say, like, quotes about, working together and this and that. But, I mean, if we don't go through the work, like, they mean nothing.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing now. We're just, I'm working my ass off. My trainer's working his ass off. I mean, everyone is putting in their grain and just making sure that at the end of the night, there's not going to be any question about did we do enough. And that's the mentality that we're going with right now. We don't want to have any what ifs, before we walk into the ring or anything like that. So it's just been a training camp that it's like everyone is just pushing each other to the max.
There you go, to the limit. Let me interrupt you real quick. In 45 seconds, answer this question. A comment from Alex Huerta. This is to you, Antonio. Will you beat Jose by KO? If so, what round or by decision?
I would never go looking for a knockout. If it goes to decision, and we just want to win. Regardless of how it comes, whether it's a pretty win, an ugly win, we just want to win. That's it. As simple as that. I'm not your type of person that's gonna be, setting standards. And nah, man, it's not about that. This is about getting a title. This is my shot. And
so at the very least, we'll answer it with he'll try to knock him out every round, and if the guy survives all 12 rounds, so be it. But that'll be the game plan while we're going. That'd be a humble.
I think that's safe
statement
to say, Antonio. We'll take the words out of your mouth because you're trying to be humble. Jose Ramirez is humble. And we're going to talk about that when we come back right here. We'll be coming right back. Stand with us, Antonio. We'll be coming right back here on the Fighter's Voice radio show live stream. Every fighter has a voice, and so do you.
You are listening to The Fighter's Voice on AM 1680.
Right now, we got to take a break.
Pay some bills. So be ready for some head banging, lip smacking, heart attacking, fight talk. Because every fighter has a voice.
Come back, part 3. The world of MMA. Blow it up, and then we'll slide right in there. Boom.
Yeah, if we find a spot, I'd like to, because there's more to that question.
That'll slide right in there.
Because it's going to
after the beatdown, just take it right into that question.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you don't need no setup or nothing. Something comes to mind, give me a signal or something. We'll slide you right in there. Let me know, Jose. Hey, they can hear us right now, right? I'm watching you, and I'm thinking, look, we got all these headphones right here. Look at Jose's headphones right there, man. State-of-the-art, freaking Beats and stuff. And he didn't put the banner on in purpose. He wanted to be on the freaking show.
Man.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Keep them coming.
Oh, cool. You're getting
Junior House Training Sparring Camp going for you. What's first name? Eliasad? Okay. Let's do it.
Don't hit me, Rich. Don't hit me.
Just break me down with some of that fight talk. The Fighter's Voice. Right here. And remember, every fighter has a voice. And so do you. So let's get ready to you know what. Right here on The Fighter's Voice.
And we're back live here in Fresno, California. The Fighter's Voice live stream team. The Fighter's Voice, the only voice, the golden voice, the one and only voice. I can go on and on and on, but it's not about me. It's about Cole. We got the world of Cole coming up. We got Cole's beatdown, the world of MMA. Stand by, Antonio, and grasp it because I want to pick your brain about the MMA world as well.
Man.
Beat it down, Cole.
Oh, man, we get to do the 5-minute beatdown, guys?
Yes, sir.
The train is here, guys.
Let's go.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
so real quick, what we had UFC over the weekend, guys. We had the rematch between T.J. Dillashaw, Cody Garbrandt. Uh-oh, I got a ringtone in my ear. And we had the rematch between Mighty Mouse and Henry. These were both rematches. These were both title fights. Everybody was going to win them one way or the other. Someone's going home with the belt kind of thing, right?
Yes, sir.
TJ kind of surprised me in the sense that he finished that off in the first round.
I'm surprised.
Like, right away.
I'm surprised.
Right away. I'm remember we were talking about that?
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about it last week a little
Yep.
bit. So, but he came out and just went right to work. So they had an entirely different game plan for Cody this time. They had a entirely different game plan centered around what their coaches saw in the last one and said, now that we fought you once already, now we know how to, like, do everything. So I was super impressed, surprised, not in the sense that I didn't think TJ could do that. He clearly showed that he can by the first fight. I expected that to be a possibility.
Right.
But I was surprised that it happened in the first round.
Right.
Like, I was surprised to the sense of, like, oh, geez, he's just got Cody's number. Like, Cody's just
He said he didn't have a chin. So he may have known nothing at training camp when they were all working together, but I'm not going to go
possible.
there.
They tried to say that.
But he
that
did
Cody,
say that.
They tried to say Cody dropped TJ in camp. So maybe it was the verse. Maybe that that video never really surfaced.
Yeah.
Like, it was real grainy. Like,
but we did get the answer when Conor McGregor sparred with Pollard. We got it from Joe Cortez himself, who was the referee. So if you guys want to know exactly what went on, you heard it from the man Joe Cortez. Go to the live stream and you'll see it.
Live stream library.
When Joe Cortez was on the Fighter's Voice radio show.
And then after that, we had Mighty Mouse. And then Henry.
That's the one I wanted to talk to you about.
So that ended up being
Very
a split
impressive.
decision.
Yes.
And I would have to say it's really hard, almost impossible to win a split decision and arguably say, yeah, he won that fight. Because if they picked DJ, it would have been fine. If they picked Henry, it would have been fine. Like, nobody, I think, was going to have a problem. I think even Demetrius Johnson fans were like, I see that. Like, okay, props to him. I can see that. Like, I don't think anybody walked away from either side going, they got robbed. Or
he took it like a champ.
Oh, he totally took it. And that's the thing is,
Class
a guy
act.
like Mighty Mouse draws the kind of fighting fans that aren't going to talk smack. They're going to be like, dude, that was a good fight. You just made me a fan, Henry. Like, they'll support whoever's the champion next, not because they're unloyal to Demetrius, but because he's such a humble guy, he's such a great fighter, such a good champion, and all this, that they want to support him.
This is the way UFC works, and I'm going to interrupt you. My people are already telling me that Dana White is in the works. That whoever between Conor, and I'm going to let you talk about that, and my dude, that whoever wins the rematch, whoever wins that fight, they're going to have a rematch, and the Mighty Mouse is going to be there. It's going to be called the rematches. They're going to have the big rematches there, and they're going to have that Mighty Mouse as the co-main event on the undercard of Conor and my dude with the freaking fro.
You know, I like rematches every now and then.
Habib.
But a whole card. A whole card.
Well, I mean, the main ones, maybe three of them.
That's like
maybe
lining up
three of them.
all your exes in a row and going, we're just all going to go out on a date.
Well, Don King did that one time.
He
did that, and he killed it.
All kinds
yeah,
of
Frankie
stuff
Randall,
like that.
Julio Cesar Chavez. You had Simon Brown. You had Terry Norris. You had Julian Jackson, Gerald McClellan, Azuma Nelson, Jesse James Lehal. Just to let the fighters' voice know, my people, I know my stuff. But it's your show right now, Cole. Go ahead.
So what's like the last minute, though, we'll kind of cover the Khabib McGregor fight. They did announce that it's going to be at the T-Mobile Center in Vegas on October 6th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is going to happen.
Someone's phone's blowing up. That's all right.
But
it's my man's on the phone.
So,
Antonio,
but
Antonio, when Cole's done, I want your take on MMA. But we're going to listen to the UFC vet right now.
What's weird is everybody can go back and go how Dana White did the usual, it's never going to be women's in UFC.
Yes, he did
this
say
guy's
that.
never fighting. This guy's never fighting. Oh, if Conor doesn't get arrested and sent back to Ireland.
Yeah.
So he says these things because they're at face value at first because given the scenario itself.
He has to say those things.
He has to be very upfront and say that.
Sure.
So people attack that, which, granted, some of it he probably looks back and goes, I wish I didn't say that. That was a little premature. So, but some of these he's like, oh, he's done. But now that all the dust has settled,
I remember
all the dollar signs have been seen that they're gonna that fight's gonna happen. Finally, the fans are gonna get bet. That's gonna be best for the fans, aside from them making buttloads of money. But so that is gonna be the take on that. That's the breakdown.
And that's a whole segment itself. I understand people are blown up. They got a question for my dude here.
We do. Man, I'm going to butcher this guy's name. El Isidro?
What was the name again, Jose? Yeah, the name. The last name was Junior.
The second.
Yeah, well, say it again.
Elias Saad.
Elias
Okay, so
Saad
Elias
Jr.
Saad Jr. had a question for you. Antonio, you ready? It's like a two-part question, man. Okay, so first off, he wants to know, within reason that you can tell about, how's your training, sparring, as far as the camp goes compared to, like, say, other ones? Is it going good? Do you find it's a little different? Do you find it's right where it needs to be?
No, I mean, with the training camp, you know, I mean, it's like every fight, you know. With every fight, you want to progress and make training camp a little bit more difficult.
Exactly.
So,
you want to improve
you know,
camp every time.
You know, so with the guys that I have for sparring, you know, which I thank them, you know, they're giving me excellent work. You know, it's like I said earlier, you know, we're covering all our bases because we don't want any questions at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you know, training camp is it's moving, man. We got great momentum. You know, we're picking up some good rhythm. So
good.
I hope I answered this question.
Yeah, that pretty much nails it. He just wanted to get an idea how it's going, how you felt about it, and then also, do you have an idea and can you say who's going to be in your corner that night come fight night?
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna have my regulars. You know, Carlos Bergen and himself and his father. Pretty sure Frank Jr. is gonna be there, and
shout out to Frank.
You know,
yeah, mad props to Frank
for you know, playing definitely a damn big role in making this fight possible.
Yeah.
And then I got a question for him, real quick. Okay, so Jose's last opponent, the guy that fell out during weigh-ins, how would you compare your fighting style and what you do versus what he does in relevance to how Jose is going to have to change what he's already been doing in order to adjust to a now entirely different fighter? Would you say it's going to be a difficult change? Do you feel that you're a similar opponent? Do you feel you're actually making it harder on him in his camp by being an entirely different opponent?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's true. Like, same thing with myself. You know, I was getting ready to fight Pablo Cesar Cano. You know, then
so it's just a good transition. Then.
You know, so it's like a hell of a big difference. I mean, you know, not taking anything away from the previous guy that Ramirez was to fight, but
no, entirely, just different styles. That's all.
It's what it is, you know. Different styles. I mean, it's a whole different, you know, it's a whole different game. So, I mean, I'm making my adjustments, whether he's making his adjustments or not. I mean, it's highly up to him.
Yeah, you'll find out. Yeah, you'll find out that night. You got a question, Big Bear?
Well, Antonio, just because I've become real cool and real close with Frank, your manager, over about the last year and a half. I got a question about how is he, you know, as a manager, because I was there in March when Valdez fought in Carson. He broke his jaw, you know, and I know a lot of people won't do what Frank did, but Frank was in the hospital with him practically that whole night. Talked to him that next day. How is Frank, not only as a manager, but is he more like family than as a manager?
Yeah, you know, Frank plays a, you know, a big role in you know, in all of his fighters' careers. You know, from my personal perspective, you know, the relationship that I've had with Frank, you know, when it comes down to, you know, boxing, it's boxing, and we can step outside that circle, you know, and be personal. So, you know, to me, Frank has been there, you know, throughout my entire career, you know, ups and downs. And, you know, I think right now we're at our peak. You know,
Antonio, sorry to cut you off. Antonio, sorry to cut you off. We can take a commercial break and bring you right back with that answer. Stand by with us. Coming right back on 1680 AM, The Fighter's Voice.
You are listening to The Fighter's Voice on AM 1680.
Right now, we got to take a break. You know.
Pay some bills. So be ready for some head banging, lip smacking, heart attacking, fight talk. Because every fighter has a voice.
Yeah, 10 minutes each segment, but it flies by. Like this one, it's going to fly by the first 2 minutes because we're not off these events. But I'm going to address that. We're going to answer that question. I'll let him answer the question, and then we'll knock out the thing.
If we can ever adjust how we use the allotted time, find out if we can. Because we can shorten segments, expand segments.
Exactly. We're going to come back and address that question, and then I'll let you knock out these things. We're ready to go, baby.
A little more creative control.
Yeah, sure.
Don't hit me, Rich. Don't hit me.
Just break me down with some of that fight talk. The fighter's voice. Right here. And remember, every fighter has a voice. And so do you. So let's get ready to you know what. Right here on The Fighter's Voice.
And we're back here with our guest, Antonio Orozco. Antonio, don't hit me, Antonio. Don't hit me. I had to cut you off, my man, because we had to pay some bills. So we got a segment, but I want you to address that question, the one that I had to cut you off, the one that Mike had for you. Go for it. The mic is yours, Antonio.
Yeah, no. So like I was saying, Frank has been there, through my professional career, through my personal, decisions, and like I was saying, I think this is the peaking moment of my career, and I mean we're making the best out of it. I don't think we ever had a situation where it was kind of like anything was questionable. We've always had an open line of communication, and I think that's a great part about Frank, that he'll set the record straight, whether it's good or bad, and try to find a solution.
That's a great answer. Cole, before we knock out these bills, how important is it for a pupil to have a great relationship with their manager / trainer / role model, big brother, father figure? How important is that in the corner?
As far as in the corner, it's critically vital. If you don't trust the guy that's in your corner telling
you hit it.
what
Trust.
you need
Trust.
to do, you're screwed. You're boned. That'll never work. So you have to 100% trust that when he tells you, close your mouth, feint the punch, slip the right, it's coming, his body heads are going to be there. You have to listen to that. Even if you don't see it,
Right.
and you're like, dude, it's not there. Sometimes you just got to trust him, and he trusts that if he's telling you it's there, it will be there because he's seen it more than once, and this guy's making that mistake, and you can capitalize. You just got to trust him sometimes, throw caution to the wind kind of thing.
Okay, well, knock out these bills right now, man.
As always, man, knocking them out, helping us keep the lights on and the mics so we can hear everybody's voice. Serrano's Furniture since 1986, guys, 9 locations. From Bakersfield to Porterville, they've got Delano, Dinuba. We're doing it here in Fresno. They got a location, Madera, Hanford, Visalia, Tulare, Porterville. Like I said, they've been doing it since 1986, 9 locations. You can't be beat. They're always hooking you guys up, making sure you guys get taken care of. If you need furniture, they're the ones. Also, guys, remember, main events. Always love having new faces. Always love having new workout partners, guys. Give them a check out.
You heard it from Cole himself. Hey, I like this right here.
Uh-oh.
The fan didn't say who he was, but it says Jose Ramirez is always busy, but he needs to make some time and come on the Fighters Voice radio show. Who said this, Jose? Because you didn't give me an answer. Because if you don't give an answer, they're going to think I'm putting them on blast. Who? Alessan Jr.? Alessan Jr. is the one that said, Jose Ramirez, please make some time, come on the Fighters Voice radio show. Thank you, Alessan. I've been trying, and we're going to continue to try. We have faith.
I told you, I've always been talking about how a voice carries.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I know Antone's here, and he's our guest, but I'm just saying this. I see people like that in walks of life, and I try to recognize people that always have that voice that carries over.
Mike, I want you to address that other question that's coming from the fans for my man, Antonio.
All right, Antonio, you got a question here from Jorge. I can't see that last name.
Anhiba.
Yeah. All right. He says, will fighting in Ramirez's hometown in front of thousands change your approach, and do you think you can win a close decision? It's actually a pretty good question.
It is a good question.
Yeah, we kind of touched on that earlier.
Yeah, no, I think we covered this, I mean, shit, like, we can't leave it up to judges, right?
Yeah, we kind of talked about you can't leave it to the judges. You're going to have to just keep your pressure on, do your job, and your job is to win, and your job is just that. It's just to win. You don't care how you do it. So if you end up beating them up for 12 rounds, so be it.
Yeah, so there you go. All right.
Okay, that sums it up, Antonio. First of all, you know what? I don't even want to, for you to leave because you've been patient. You've on the show. It's late after your workout, after your training, your sparring, etc. I spoke to your manager, and he just wanted to make sure you're in good hands. And I assured him he's in great hands on the Fighters Voice radio show.
No, it's cool. Like, waiting patiently, what I didn't like was getting cut off.
No, it's all good, man. Hey, but see, the Fighters Voice radio show, you get cut off, we bring you back on.
Right.
Yeah.
Back.
So that's cool. Nah, man, just giving you guys a hard time. But no, thanks for the opportunity. Hey, thanks for letting me speak. Glad to answer questions. I mean, we are freaking figures, to young kids and aspiring future boxers. And, anytime we can let them in and, give them some insight, whether it be, technical, mental. I mean, this is a fighting game, and it takes a lot of courage to be part of this sport. And thank you guys for, allowing people like me to, like you guys said, let our voice be heard and express ourselves.
Well, every fighter has a voice, and so do you. And I want you to remember that name, the Fighter's Voice Radio Show, because when you come to Fresno, California, during the media day, during the press, during the weigh-in, we're going to get that exclusive interview with you. We're going to sit down. We're going to interview you with you. Wow, I got tongue twisted. Because you're going to see these big cameras. You're going to see these big promos. And that's okay. Take it all. Absorb it all. But you're going to feel the energy when you're sitting down with the Fighter's Voice Radio Show team. And I want to sit down with you, meet you in person, chop it up. Maybe we'll eat a salad together after you make the weigh-in. I want to ask you this. You talked about being inspired. Who inspired you to put the gloves on for the very first time? Who did you watch growing up and said, you know what, I'm digging what this guy's doing?
Man, I was about 9 years old, and I was, out in middle of nowhere, southwest Kansas, Garden City. Shout out to my people out there.
Ortiz, Bam Bam.
But, there we go. Hey, Orozco too.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. My bad.
And there's good. Lots of great talent out there.
Yeah.
But I have these great memories of my uncles and my dad, always getting together to watch boxing fights. And they were talking about pay-per-view. I don't know if you guys remember, like, those cable boxes, that got you all the channels all the time.
Which is all about. I never had one, man.
Zap it in the middle of a
I never
boxing
had one.
match.
I never had one. But before I did get one, my bill was like $2.99, which back then $2.99 was almost a G today. But I'll let you finish the story.
So, I was watching, these two Mexicans go at it. Well, come to be it was, Chavez, De La Hoya.
That's right.
These guys went at it twice, and
Yeah.
after watching them, I was like, "Dang, this is legit." I mean, it had people on their feet. I mean, it had my family on their feet.
Yeah.
He saw the pureness as a child. He saw the pureness of the sport and thought, I can do. Didn't see the violence.
Yeah.
Saw the pureness of it and thought, that looks amazing. I want to do that. That looks like art.
Yeah. Oh
That's
man,
it.
so the problem that I have is, so who's better, De La Hoya or Chavez? Well, my answer is, look, when I started coming up, it was about De La Hoya making his name be known,
Right.
and Chavez was kind of on his way out.
Right.
But then, as I kind of, got into the sport, looked to history, I was like, hey, man, Chavez is a legendary Mexican fighter, and De La Hoya is a Mexican-American legendary fighter. So
There you are.
There we go.
There you go.
Remember, Chavez sold out Azteca. That's hard to do as just a fighter.
That's right. Okay. Against who?
Greg Haugen.
Boom! There it is, right there.
Oh, I
and what
love
did
that.
he
I was
tell
5
him?
years old watching
And what
that.
did he tell him? He said, "Go home and train. Do what you need to do, because I'm not going to be responsible for you once you come in the ring."
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Take it easy, take it easy." Remember, because he was mimicking Hector Macho Camacho.
And he told him before that fight, I'm going to show you no mercy. And remember, he could have
Yes.
stopped that in the first round, and he kept
did.
beating him down.
Yes, he did. Mr. Cole, in 20 seconds,
I'll
tell
take
us what's
random boxing trivia for
Okay,
500.
okay, there you
Apparently
go.
we're playing Jeopardy
There
now.
you go. There you go. Antonio, no, I got to let you go. It's a pleasure having you on the show. We're going to be following you. I have your contact information. Subscribe to the Fighter's Voice show so I can tag you so you can see tonight's episode. You can see it on the YouTube channel.
do it so you can
You
brand
can see
yourself,
it on the
promote yourself.
website. And by you helping us, we're going to help you. And I appreciate you taking time out, man. Class act, your manager's team's class act. We wish you all the best. We'll be watching you, supporting you. And deep down, we'll be rooting for you as well. So anything, in 10 seconds, anything you want to say to all the fans that support you here in Fresno, California?
I just want to thank everybody, that's going to be in attendance, tuning into the fight. This fight is for the fans. We'll have to make sure that they get what their money's worth. And, hey, I'm coming to fight, and want to make the best of it.
Okay, we wish you well. Hey, God bless. Hey, Richard Ortiz here with the Fighters Voice Radio Show with the best team in the world. Here in Fresno, California, every fighter has a voice, and so do you.
You are listening to The Fighter's Voice on AM 1680.
Right now, we gotta take a break. You know.
Pay some bills. So be ready for some head banging, lip smacking, heart attacking, fight talk. Because every fighter has a voice.
Let's come in. Okay, that's cool.
Hey, with Cody and TJ.
Oh, he can hear me?
Cody didn't learn that.
Antonio, you there?
Because he came in.
No, he hung up. Yeah.
Same way.
I'll text you, call you later.
He just did it. He just did it earlier, but he did the exact same thing.
They went to the approach of if it's not broke, don't fix it. But the thing is, though, you can't do it. You can't
TJ
shoot
knew
the
what he
guy
messed up.
twice from the same spot.
TJ knew where he got hurt in the first fight and knew what not to do this time.
Well, he reminded him.
And he knew when Cody was coming in wild. When he caught him, I think with the second right hand, I was like, the next one's dropping him. And bam, there he goes.
Because he walked into it unaware that there was a reason to be avoiding it, and the second was just, you're going to make the same mistake.
Yeah. And then when he seen that he kept his hands low, third one, bam, done.
Can't leave him like
and
that. Not everybody's knee weight.
And that knee was. when you get hit and you spin around,
that was shut off for a second. You just went on trajectory.
Yeah. That was beautiful, man. I was impressed. I didn't think it would go that fast, but as soon as he got hit that second time, I was like, he didn't learn nothing.
We ready, my dude?
Yeah, and which is unfortunate. They probably it's not that they didn't learn anything. They didn't change. They didn't go, look, he's going to adjust.
Yeah. And then Cody didn't change. Who was it? Someone said Cody he's too emotional as a fighter. He just got caught up in the moment, like, oh, we're going to just throw it down. And he didn't. And TJ, I mean, that whole time TJ's coming in, throwing those kicks. He changed his whole
because he knew you're going to want to knock me out. I know you're going to want to knock me out.
And you're going to make a mistake.
You're going to make a mistake. Good approach. He's still with Dwayne, right?
Who's that? Cody?
Yeah, TJ. He's still with Dwayne up in Colorado,
I believe so.
Is he?
I believe so.
I'll have to look into that. But I mean, that sounds like something Dwayne would say. Dwayne's like, dude, he's going to come to knock you out.
Don't hit me, Rich. Don't hit me.
Just break me down with some of that fight talk. The Fighter's Voice. Right here. And remember, every fighter has a voice. And so do you. So let's get ready to you know what. Right here on The Fighter's Voice.
And we're back here live stream, the Fighter's Voice Radio Show live stream team here in Fresno, California. This is part 5, and it's called Closing Segments. A big thank you to our guest, the Relentless one, for taking time out of his training, out of his camp. Antonio Orozco for joining us here on the Fighter's Voice Radio Show live stream. You can catch the rebroadcast of the Fighter's Voice Radio Show every Saturday at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. and again on Sunday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. only on AM 1680, The Answer. Subscribe to our Instagram page at The Fighter's Voice. Go to the webpage and subscribe to thefightersvoice.com for extra interviews and video segments. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Fighter's Voice. Like and follow our Facebook page, The Fighter's Voice. And a very big thank you to the entire team of the Fighter's Voice Radio Show live stream team for all the viewers and listeners and all those that submitted their questions. Man, those were awesome.
Good questions.
You know, we want to thank you all and hope to see you at the fights. Next week, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Mr. Christian Prena.
I love it.
That's going to be legendary. We're going to talk MMA. We're going to talk boxing. We're going to talk entertainment. We're going to talk news. I'm going to get him to pull out the news on what's going on in Canada, what's going on in the world, and his take, how the game has changed, or the sport, since when he promoted it, to today's athletes, to yesterday's legends. And not too many promoters can make that adjustment. They're caught in old school or what's going on today, but he's longevity because he's been able to continue to reinvent himself. That's going to be one heck of a show, Cole.
Oh, yeah. He's going to have, I mean, dude, I have pictures that I've seen of Christian when he was like in his like mid-late 20s, just starting out. I mean, the knowledge he's amassed and the experience he's amassed is unquantifiable. You almost can't put a price on it, kind of thing. So the dude's forgotten more about putting on events and promoting things than I think I'll never know.
I actually, personally, Mike, I got a bone to pick with him. Because when I went to Canada, right, I got some candy from Canada. And I posted it. I got Canada's finest candy. He went on there and said, Rich, that ain't nothing. I'll send you the real Canada candy. Well, this was 2 Christmases ago. I'm still waiting. Christian, I'm still waiting. I know you're watching
Never
the
made
viewing.
it through customs,
I know,
bro.
never made it through customs. And he was
bro.
clowning all this stuff. You know, he just said, this is the right candy. And Canada got some great candy, man. I mean, I can tell you again, but I never got it. So, that's the whole thing. I'll be waiting on Christian, and we're gonna talk about that. During this past week, I got a segment. I got a text the other day. It was a crazy text. It didn't say who it was from or what it was for, what it was all about, but it was a text.
Did it say
so
I'm pregnant?
So I want to say thank you for sending me that text. Thank you for giving me the material, because next week we got a brand new segment called I Got a Text. And we're going to talk about all the craziness that's going on in the world. And I'm going to put you in the category, well, you might as well throw in the towel, okay? Because behind the mic, we're fire. We got the dream team, UFC Zone veteran, Escovedo, behind the gloves / the Fighter's Voice radio show writer. We got Big Al Sr., Big Al Jr., the list goes on, and we're dynamite behind the mic. We love to have fun. We're entertainment. We're not just a fight talk show radio. We're entertainment. We make you laugh. We bring the goods. Enough said. I'll see you at the fights, and like always, I dedicate every word and every breath of fresh air that comes out of my mouth. It's a wrap, Fresno, California. Thumbs up for Richie. Bam. Boom. All day long, baby. Show class, but kick some ass.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Still live streaming, right?
We're still live streaming,
That's
so
a
please don't
t-shirt.
say no names. No names.
Hey.
No names.
So-
But you see my text right here? You see? It blew up my phone. That text blew up my phone. It blew it up. Ugh. It blew it up.
Hey, real
Look,
quick for the
you know
live
what?
stream.
Keep sending them.
To my kids out here, the Selma Bandit football team, coach is back tomorrow. Be ready to play.
Oh,
And,
man, be ready to sweat.
Hey, let you guys know, August 18th, Fowler, we're coming for you.
It's on. It's
remember,
on.
remember last year. Remember last year. That's all I'm going to say. Selma Bandit's the best team in the Valley. We're back.
Hey, you heard it. Hey, who's winning at the club right now?
Oh, man, what's going on at the club? Well, we got that 75K that starts tomorrow. That's go down tomorrow.
Okay.
Something that's not just casino related. We've got a Fortnite tournament coming up for those of you that are gamers. August 25th. Check out our website. We got a flyer. It's going to be an awesome duos tournament. Come on down. Check it out. The last one was insane. This one's going to be better. I'm telling you, we're going to change the gaming scene in Fresno, and it's going to be awesome. The guys, Chris and Emily, those guys are running a great thing down there. Check it out, August 25th at Club One Casino. All ages. You don't have to be 21.
All ages.
All ages.
Uh-oh.
Bring
All
your
ages.
kids down. Bring your friends down. Check it out. We got a restaurant right next door. Have lunch. Watch the tournament. It's going to be an epic time.
There you go. Jose, I just want 20 more seconds because I'm going to let you go because you got a baby girl that you got to watch. Listen, the Fighter's Voice radio show kick-ass podcast will be debuting in August. Their third week of August, we'll be recording live at Dungeon MMA Studios. My man's going to be here, Escovedo. My man's going to be here, Mike from Behind the Gloves / the Fighter's Voice. And behind the camera, that's going to be, hey, I'm going to let that marinate right now because we got fireworks come behind the camera. Fireworks, the Fighter's Voice kick-ass podcast. Hey, join us, be a part of us. We'll take you in. And if you want to text me, you can text me too. Okay? Rich Ortiz signing off here unless you got something to say.
The only voice in town, the only show in town. Remember that.
You heard it, my man. You heard it, right, Cole?
Damn, Skippy.
Okay. It's a wrap. Thumbs up for Richie. That was a piece of the podcast, kick-ass podcast. Thank you.